What's good, YouTube? It's your boy KFX. I'm back here with another video. And today, we want to talk about Brian Flores, the Miami Dolphins, and the fan base trust in Tua and my trust in Tua. Because I can only speak for myself, but as a fan base, I'm going to speak for that as well. But first, we're going to get into Brian Flores. Brian Flores came out and did an interview, or he talked to an ESPN reporter after rumors came out by Armando that the Miami Dolphins, that there was 3 players in the Miami Dolphins locker room that were questioning Tua's ability. Now, I came out on record and said there's nothing wrong with questioning a player's ability. I think that that's okay. I question everything personally. There's nothing wrong with questioning. The only problem with that is that they told Armando, okay, that they were questioning. There was no problem with the actual action of questioning something, but just keep that by yourself because you know Armando gonna run his damn mouth. But anyways, with the exception of that, that came out, and it really implied in that article that there was some type of division in the locker room. So Brian Flores came out and talked to ESPN. This is straight from the horse's mouth, straight from a guy that's actually in the locker room, the head coach. You know what I'm saying? So you got to trust him more than you can trust any beat writer. Not saying what Armando wrote was false or any sort of that nature. It's not my place. And he has a lot more vouchers for him than I'll ever have for me. So in that case, it's not my place to say, hey, what he wrote was fake. But this is what Brian Flores said. He didn't really dispute what Armando said. He just kind of said there's no division in the locker room, and that this is a close-knit group, and that he's spoken about his trust in Tua, and that he trusted Tua, and that he supports Tua. He talked about, you know, that Tua has some bad games and some good games like every other rookie ever in NFL history, kind of. You know what I'm saying? You know, rookies are going to make mistakes, basically, is what he was saying. But he did reaffirm that that Tua has his full support. So that was that. Now, and he's only getting better, and he just got off the hip injury. So again, Brian Flores clearly trusts in Tua. I think a lot of majority of the team trusts in Tua. Like I said, even if there were some people that didn't trust in Tua or question Tua, they're probably not that important. I don't know. But either way, it just doesn't matter really. Because I don't even look at them questioning Tua as a lack of support for Tua. Well, it kind of is because they did talk to Armando about it, but the simple act of questioning something doesn't just necessarily mean that you don't trust it. Okay? It's just a natural human instinct to question things, I think. I don't think anybody just doesn't question anything. So, to get into it, so that just leads me to my next thing. Do we trust in Tua as a fan base? Now, I'm going to speak for myself, and let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys trust Tua? And what do you guys think it means to trust somebody? You know what I'm saying? In the NFL terms, because what I understand about the NFL, and I think what a lot of people forget, is that the NFL is a business, not a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And I think that people get it misconstrued that the NFL is some type of relationship to the point where, for instance, when I said, yo, we might need to look at Deshaun Watson. We need to, before when that was a rumor, obviously that kind of rumor is kind of dead now, but there was a time when ESPN, Bleacher Report reporting Deshaun Watson wants to come to Miami. And I say, yo, we need to look at Deshaun Watson. And people commented and said, I don't trust Tua. I don't consider that me not trusting Tua. Again, that would be a relationship way of looking at it, not a business way of looking at it. A relationship way of, oh, this is your quarterback, you can't look at another quarterback. From a business perspective, you pick the best candidate, you evaluate everybody. You know what I'm saying? Again, so I think people in their mind got to understand that this is a business. I know some people love Tua to the point where it's like, it's deeper than it's like a relationship to the point where they only want to look at another quarterback. But from my mindset, it's still a business. When I said we need to evaluate all options on the table with that 3rd overall draft pick, it's a business. It's nothing against not trusting Tua. You know what I'm saying? I trust Tua as much as I can. I know there's some people who just don't, who absolutely hate him, who probably root for his downfall. I know some people the opposite end of the spectrum. It's extremists on both ends that say he can't do no wrong. There's extremists on the end that says he cannot do no right. I trust Tua. I think he's very good. I've always said he has the potential to be the best, but that doesn't stop me from looking at the business aspect and understanding that we need to look at all possible prospects. So, you know, because I was watching TD Round Table Talk, and there was fans of other teams on there, and one of them said that, oh, y'all looking at Deshaun Watson or y'all looking at this quarterback, that quarterback, that means y'all don't trust Tua. That is just not what it means to me. That's just not what it means. It means that from a business perspective, we're evaluating all our options, which is probably the best practice. You know what I'm saying? Again, If I interview a candidate first and I absolutely love him, he's amazing. He's incredible. I love this candidate. And I got multiple other candidates that want to work for me. And am I supposed to just stop the interviews there and just hire that guy without looking at any other candidate? That's for, like, if you're running a business and you're doing interviews and you love that first interview, but you still go on to that second interview, or you still go on to try to look and see if you can maybe find better, does that mean that you don't trust that first candidate? Not really. Okay? You just evaluating all of your options. Again, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean I lack of trust. It just means, listen, I need to make sure that I leave no stone left unturned. In the NFL, you cannot take a lot of things personal, is what I learned. Because a lot of times, if you take stuff personal, you're going to be getting mad every year. Okay? I give you an example. Xavier Howard had an interview the other day on a podcast, and he said that he took it personal, or that it motivated him when we drafted Noah and signed Byron Jones just in case his knee didn't hold up. Because let's be honest, we drafted a cornerback in the first round, and I guess how Xavier Howard's looking at it, like, we didn't draft him to be on slot corner in the first round. We drafted him to pretty much replace him, And so he said that motivated him for this year, and that he was gonna make us pay for drafting a cornerback in the first round. Like I said, he took that personal, and again, but from our perspective, we're looking at it, it's just business. If you get hurt, we need to have somebody else. Again, but the players, they're going to take it a little personal. And so we got to, it's just a line between business and personal. Now, us drafting Noah, did that mean we did not trust in Xavier Howard? I don't think that's what that means. But we had to make sure that we had everything. And that's just what I wanted to get out with the gist of this video, is that when I sit up here and I say, let's see what, and I say, yo, we need to call the Texans and make sure they don't that we can't get Deshaun or something like that. And that people get offended and say, oh, you're giving up on Tua. No, it's not about that. It's about making sure that everything is covered. Because at the end of the day, this is a business, not a relationship. With that being said, I do trust in Tua. I do think he could be the best quarterback in the league, okay? I've been asked his ceiling multiple times by multiple people, and every time anybody asks me, how good do you think Tua could still be, or how good do you think Tua is, or who do you compare him to? I say, listen, I can't really compare to nobody. I don't put ceilings on anybody after their rookie year. I still think Tua could be the best player in the world ever in history. I still think that because he's a rookie, and I'm supposed to think that. Again, I don't indict nobody's career off of their rookie season. That would just be a bad thing to do. So, but I can say that and then turn around and say, but if Deshaun Watson is available, let's look into that. And it's not about a lack of trust. It's not no offense to Tua. It's not no disrespect to Tua. It's not me thinking Tua sucks. It's just me looking at it from a business perspective and saying we need to do what's best for the team. Okay? And evaluate everything. With that being said, I'm 99% sure that Tua will be the starting quarterback for next year, which I have no issues with. I'm actually happy about. I'd rather be him than anybody else, pretty much. Because I don't see a realistic avenue to get Deshaun Watson. But I do. And I know that Tua is hearing all this talk and all this, all this talk about Deshaun Watson in particular wanting to come. I know he's hearing all this, maybe from the fan base, certain aspects of the fan base. Because I know you can't ignore it all. I'm sure he's not paying attention to like everything negative said about him, because I think he probably has a busy life and he's too. But you can't ignore everything, and you're not gonna tell me that at some point you're not gonna see it. I know he's seeing that he's the worst one out of the draft class and all this BS people are spewing. People even putting Jalen Hurts over him, which is just ludicrous. I know he's hearing all this bad things that people are saying about him. Not all of him, but I know he at least is catching some of it, and I think that's honestly going to motivate him, to be even better. Because I think if we were sitting up here and maybe praising him every day, because let's be honest, his rookie year wasn't the best, but if we was going to praise that, then maybe he would see that and think that it was okay. But since he has a lot of haters and a lot of people that is saying he's not going to be the best, or he's the worst in his draft class, or that. You know what I'm saying? He's only a game manager, which I think he can be more than a game manager, but that he's only a game manager and this and that. I think that's going to be motivation for him to be even better, okay? And the fact that he got benched a couple of times, it's like some people, they're going to use negativity and they're going to crumble, but I think that with Tua, I think he's going to use this and he's going to thrive. Okay, so I think honestly, all the hate, all this Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow better, all this even Jalen Hurts, but I think all this in the long run, I'm happy all this is happening because I think it's honestly going to motivate him and push him to be the best quarterback in the league. Okay, give the guys, know what you guys think, like, comment, subscribe, on to 11K on the way, book, and flexing them out.